Hi, this is Kathy. Welcome or welcome back, depending on if you have watched my video blogs before. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about emotion. And the reason that it's on my mind is that I've had several cases in the last weeks where one party has been experiencing and showing emotion in a mediation session, and the other party has been unwilling or unable to want to address that emotion. And for me as a mediator, that is a difficult situation because my personal belief is that you have to deal with both. You have to deal with the facts or the logic and rational parts of the conflict, and you have to deal with the emotional parts of the conflict to get a full settlement. Emotion is not a side effect of conflict. In fact, it is the central way in which parties experience conflict. If we didn't have emotions about things, we would not have a response to them. And typically, we have negative emotions about something when we are in conflict. So to believe that we can somehow resolve a conflict by just looking at the facts, the rational and logical parts of that conflict, I think that if we as mediators allow that to happen, that we are only going to have half of the solution. And that if we do not somehow try to bring in the emotional part, then we're only going to have half of a solution, and the parties may get to a resolution, but there will be something bubbling under there that will be unresolved, at least for one of the parties. The other thing about emotion that I think is interesting to share with you, for those of you who do not follow the field of neuroscience, is that what they're finding in neuroscience is that decision-making and rational thought are not separate from emotion, and that whenever someone makes a decision, that the emotional centers of their brain lights up, as well as the rational logical parts of our brain, and that people who have had those emotional centers damaged actually become almost incapacitated in their ability to make decisions. So that gives some credence to this whole idea of what is your gut feeling about this issue, and bringing emotion into mediation. When I talk about emotion in this sense, I do want to say that I am not talking about someone who is flooded and overwhelmed with emotion. I am talking about an appropriate show of emotion, anger, crying, sadness, not something that envelops someone and incapacitates them, because that truly does incapacitate them in terms of decision making. But appropriate displays of emotion are something that I believe we should have in our mediations. What do you think? What's your experience? Have you ever had a conflict that got resolved that did not do both parts? How did that feel? And if you're a mediator, what's your experience in dealing with these two kinds of people? One who just wants to deal with the facts, and the other one who has an emotional component to deal with it. Love to hear what your comments are. Thanks for watching.